Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. And this time, we're going to take a look at an obscure character from the 60s. That's Spyman. This is issue number 2. But before we get into that, I want to remind you, my books are available. Bizarre Brain Comics Anthology and Bizarre Brain Comics Presents Heroes. Both available online at Amazon or Barnes & Noble online store or a host of other online book retailers. And you can see an example, some of the humor and some adventure in that one. And in the heroes, it's all more mainstream, some superhero stuff, a little bit of horror, and got a Western story in there, and some science fiction-y type stuff. So, that's $7.99 each. And I want to thank everyone out there who has already got their copy. Thank you all. Now, Spyman. Here it says, Top Secret Adventures of Spyman. This is a lot like some of the Marvel type illustrations on the cover illustrations from that time period. Even though the cover design is not like a Marvel one. It says, it was Spyman and his amazing electro-robot hand against the Evil Eye Society. New powers for Spyman's incredible electro-robot hand. Of course, he's smashing through and is using his hand to save this this agent who's about to get zapped from the Evil Eye. And then of course, the illustration of his hand and the weird, some of the strange powers it has. Of course, this is by Harvey Comics. Okay, Spyman number 2, 1966, Harvey Comics. Written, unknown, possibly by Joe Simon. And pencils and probably inks as well by Dick Ayers. It does a good job on the artwork in here. And I like, I've mentioned Dick Ayers many times. I really like his Western work and his stuff in the war comics. Okay. Yeah, I showed issue 1 briefly in on another episode with some adventure type comics. Okay. And Spyman is a short-lived superhero character published by Harvey Comics Thriller imprint. And it starred in 3 issues from 66 to 67. And this is and the cover, the whole book is in pretty decent shape, except, I mean, it's a little rough, but it's overall it's in pretty decent shape, except for someone cut the corner off. I presume they were cutting off the price sticker as well as the comics code sticker. And the character, or at least the concept, was created by Jim Steranko. And issue number 1 featured the first professional work by artist Jim Steranko. Of course, Steranko went on to become extremely well-known and extremely popular, especially on his run of Nick Fury, agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Spyman is Johnny Chance, a secret agent who lost his left hand defusing a nuclear bomb. Then his employers, Liberty was the name of the organization, the Liberty Organization, based under the Statue of Liberty, fitted him with electro-robotic hand equipped with a variety of super-powered and interchangeable fingers. And he combated a series of evil organizations bent on destroying American democracy. And today he'd have to be fighting the Heritage Foundation. And so let's go take a look inside. Yes, and the organization works out of the Statue of Liberty. The headquarters is buried under Liberty Island, under the Statue of Liberty. And so that's probably not a good place. Anyway, I wanted to say that this this character is, in some ways, he's not unlike Sarge Steele from Charlton Comics, in that he was a spy type, and he had a mechanical hand, but he had no superpowers. He just had lost his hand and had an artificial dexterous hand, which meant he could punch a little harder and stuff without hurting himself and stuff like that. But it kind of presages the coming of the $6 Million Man, which is in many ways very similar to this, except, and of course, and the $6 Million Man was from the novel Cyborg by science fiction author and aviation author Martin Caidin. And whereas here he has just a hand with all kinds of gadgets, rather than a bunch having lost several limbs. But it is not dissimilar. And then being a spy type also presages Steranko's interest in the spy genre. And this is kind of a mashup between the superhero genre, which was very popular at the time, and the spy genre in novels, movies, and TV shows, and starting in the comics as well. And so it's a mashup between the two. But the thing is, he's Spyman, so he's a superhero who's a spy. He wears a costume, and he is publicly known, at least in the Spyman identity, because we see in the story people recognize him and know who he is as Spyman. That kind of defeats the purpose right there of being a spy, because of course the spy is, you're not supposed to be known, not to be known that you're a spy. Anyway, so we'll take a look here, but instead of a splash page, it's got a whole page just foreshadowing the events. We have the Evil Eye Society, and talks about, and the head of it talks directly to the reader and said, "Here, take this, and put it on your forehead, and you too can become part of the Evil Eye Society." And then Spyman crushes in. So here we finally have a splash page for the first page of the story. The hand is quicker than the eye/monster. And that's a nice drawing. And they always have to keep focusing on his mechanical hand until he's better known, I'm sure. The significance of his hand. It starts off looks like gangster types with assassins. And they know that Johnny Chance, not Johnny Fortune. Johnny Chance is Spyman. Well, he's sharp-eyed, and he spots at the World's Fair, spots the glints of light off the barrels of the guns, and he quickly whips off the plastic covering on his mechanical hand. I don't know why, because it doesn't matter, and deflects the bullets headed for his heart. And he quickly changes, and he's up there, gets there just in time to intercept the assassins, and using a smoke screen type thing. One of the guys stumbles and falls clear over off the edge to his doom, but in the process his gun goes off and accidentally sends a crane about to smash some innocent bystanders. He sacrifices his hand to stop the crane, but the other assassin gets away, and here they take off and say, "Oh, got an eye." Helicopter comes, picks up the body, goes to. Here we get a cutaway view of the headquarters of Liberty. Then they see, and that's just a sticker on his head. It identifies him. Then we go to the psycho known as Cyclops. That is the head of the Evil Eye Association. He's there. The guy who got away is reporting in, and the report says, "And you know the price for failure." And he zaps him with his big old giant eyeball. Zap, zap, zap. We never find out if that's just a helmet or if that's really him. Then his boss shows him a bunch of new gadgets, new attachments, because he had an upgrade on his hand, which of course was destroyed, and now he has a belt full of interchangeable fingers that he can put. So he has a whole bunch of new powers on that hand. Some really nice artwork and visual storytelling by Dick Ayers. And they find a particular slide on the body of the dead guy. It's in Central America, someplace, an ancient pyramid. So they think these evil eyes are working out of there. He gets in his fancy schmancy stupid helo airplane, zips down there, and he is attacked by some of the local natives because they think he's one of the strangers who's taking control of monsters and subjugating the people. He said, "No, I'm not here." Then he said, "Oh, but monster's flying serpent. He's attacked. He is attacked." And attacked. He uses a gas on it. Doesn't affect it. He jumps on board, and then he discovers it's a robot. And here's a guy supposed to be some kind of Aztec, Toltec, Mayan, whatever priest controlling the monster. Well, it finds out it's just a giant robot. He rips out its eyes. The thing crashes and winds up killing the priest. And it figures, it's only been 3 weeks. So this was just a distraction because he had originally been scheduled to be a bodyguard for some defecting scientist from the east. So he tries to contact home base, but his radio signals have been jammed. So he heads back there. The boss and the scientist that he was originally supposed to be a bodyguard for, arriving at the some kind of new transistorized bomb, nuclear bomb. At this time, nuclear bombs would have been transistorized anyway, and they would not have been as small as a pebble, as a marble like this. But that's okay. Lands on the helo pad. They go down, but the Evil Eye Society is climbing up the Statue of Liberty, and whoom! They try to get the notebook with all the instructions on it. Grab that stuff, but Spyman has arrived just in time to knock the crap out of all these bad guys and zap them with his gun, and even deflected with his hand. And with his hand, he deflected the ray from the Cyclopean eye, which goes back and zaps himself and his own people, and he falls apparently to his death off of the Statue of Liberty. He saves the day. The bomb formula, the scientist, and everything is A-OK, and congratulations to Spyman. Then there's a brief backup story. It has nothing to do with that. Probably something from a reprint, or it looks like it's intended to be a continuing storyline, or intended to be a backup story called RoboLink. This guy who is in a suspended animation and a time capsule comes out 100 years later from 1966. He sees all kinds of everything's computerized. The people walking around and going to work. It's like right out of the movie Metropolis. They all seem to be like mindless zombies that go to work, do the building machines, robots, stuff. Then Cyber Brother is watching you. And said, "Oh, he is discovered. He's running. Goes to get trapped. He gets into an old, dilapidated, old-fashioned building and finds this lovely young lass who looks like she's kind of like Power Girl, but she's no superpowers. And there she's part of the human underground. But the robots have found them, and while he shoots the human hunter, he is zapped as well, and bloop bloop bloop, all of the rubber or plastic covering his body melts away, and it turns out he is a robot. And she goes, "Oh, you're a traitor." Says, "No. He's computerized messenger from the 20th century, and he has a human-like mind and emotions, and he's trying to decide. He doesn't know which, because part of him says he should be on the side of the robots, and part of him says he should be on the side of the humans. So, and which way will it be with Robolink? Which way?" And that is the end. Oh, and that is a fun and silly little book. And it's good and interesting concept, because you've seen that it is not unlike what some stuff that we've seen later. And considering what it is not badly written. And I really do like the Dick Ayers art. He did a super job. So that's all I've got to share with you this time. So please like, share, and subscribe. Do leave your comments down below. Have you read any of the Spyman stuff before? Or just heard of it? Or what have you? If you've never heard of it before, let me know what you think in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.